Nation Speaks, Flock Nation Speaks, Flock Nation Speaks, your Baltimore Ravens podcast, where we talk about the best team in NFL history. If you're a Ravens fan, I am a huge Joe Flacco fan. Wise Usher once said, "Situations will arise in our lives." I'm talking about shut down. Like you're not throwing on Jimmy Smith. Joe is criminally underrated, lock him up in cuffs, criminally underrated. Lamar's put this team as a top 5 offense for the first time in 20 years. Got the arm talent. Jay Cutler had it too. I don't care about this argument against total TDs and all this. Oh, you want to talk about defense? Oh, until next time. All right, what is going on, good people? Me, DJ, is back at it again with another episode of Flock Nation Speaks, your Baltimore Ravens podcast, where we talk about the best team in NFL history, if you're a Ravens fan, of course. And also, if you still thinking, man, the Ravens, like, they might need to pick a couple of people up. You know, they still got some needs out there. And also, if you heard the news today, shout out to Engraven, you heard the news today, because that's where I first heard it, that the Ravens are on the 5 teams most likely to disappoint. What is Bleacher Report thinking? We need to talk. We need to have a discussion right now, okay? But let's get into it. Let's talk about it, okay? First things first. Engraven was actually the one, so shout out to him who threw this out there. And when I looked at the article, when I was curious, I think I was a little mad. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was trying to take my fandom out of it. I was a little upset. I'm not even going front, which is a little upset that they really came out here and said that the Ravens was a part of the 5 teams most likely to disappoint this season. So let's take a look, because I haven't looked at the rest of the teams. I just know the Ravens on there, and I'm mad. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I know that the Ravens are on here, and I am highly upset with Bleacher Report and everybody who works over there, especially Alex K. But anyway, we're gonna let's jump over here real quick. We're gonna throw it up on the screen for y'all so y'all can see. The wrong one. This one. Boom. Y'all can see 5 NFL teams most likely to disappoint in 2023. Let's look at the other ones, then we'll talk about the Ravens. All right, because I got more to say about the Ravens than I do everybody else. Oh, of course. Number 1, Baltimore Ravens. Look at that. You see this? You see what they do to me? You see this? Number 1. Really? This is not nice, okay? This is not cool. Okay? Anyway, y'all are supposed to wait. Like, it's supposed to have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's like, anyway. Let's see who else on here. Buffalo. I was going to talk about them. That's funny. Okay. Buffalo. That's a good one. Cleveland. Believeland. That's a good one. Not like Baltimore. That's a good one. Okay. Let's see what else we got. The New Orleans Saints. Okay. That's an interesting take right there, Alex. Okay. I don't know you. I don't know you personally, but Alex, that's an interesting take right there. Okay. And then number 5. Ooh, the New York Jets. Okay. I like that. I've been really enjoying this, looking through these articles, seeing different things, seeing different people's opinions on different things. It's been a lot of fun. It really has been. And it gives some different perspectives other than my own, and then I can kind of give my own on my own or whatever. But anyway, look, let's talk about it. The New York Jets, the New York not-so-football Jets. I guess the reason, so to be on this list, you have to be a decent team, right? Because you have to have some sort of level of disappointment to actually have, you have to have a level of expectation to actually disappoint on. So the Jets, because of the Aaron Rodgers pickup, and of course I'll talk about this in a whole nother video with the AFC East and everything like that, but because of the Aaron Rodgers pickup, the New York Jets are a potential to disappoint. And I can see why people would say that, because what is Aaron Rodgers going to do in this stacked AFC? Aaron Rodgers hasn't been really able to get it done in terms of winning Super Bowls in the NFC, except for the one he did. So, the thought process was 2011. So the thought process may be like, hey, like, Aaron Rodgers hasn't really gotten it done. And plus, they can disappoint because look at the division that they're in. You got the Dolphins, right, who could be really good. Do you think the Patriots are going to stay down for too long? Who knows? Of course, you got the aforementioned Buffalo Bills. And then on top of that, too, you know, with the Jets and everything, it's a big little competition. So, you know, I can see why they would say the New York Jets. I can see why they could say, let's bring them back up, the New Orleans Saints. I think a lot of the reason there is expectation for the New Orleans Saints is because of Derek Carr, right? Because of Derek Carr, and because that answers a question that the Saints have had over the past couple of years since Drew Brees retired: is what the heck y'all gonna do after Drew Brees retire, right? Like that's been the big thing. That's been the big ask. What the world is going to happen after Drew Brees retires? And I think that's still an ongoing question. That's still an ongoing thought. What is going to happen when Drew Brees retires? And they hoping to have that guy in Derek Carr. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what's going to happen. The division foe, huh? The division foe of the Cleveland Browns. Now, I'm not surprised that the Cleveland Browns are on this list because I personally think everybody and their mama's mama is overlooking Cleveland. For whatever reason, I think it's because they're Cleveland. But at the same time, for some reason, everybody's overlooking this team. I don't know what it is, man. Like, I don't know what it is about Cleveland and what we hate about Cleveland or whatever, but for some reason we overlooking Cleveland. And I think Cleveland is going to show some people that they can be really good. Deshaun Watson with a true offseason where he can actually do his thing, and not being away from football for a year and a half is probably going to help. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. And then you got Buffalo, right? You got Buffalo. See, now that I've seen the teams on this list, it honestly makes me feel a little bit better about the Ravens being on this list, because there was a couple of teams within this that I had I had in this list, right? There was a couple of teams that I had in this list where I was like, oh man, we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. And there was a couple teams like the Buffalo Bills, for example. That's that team where I was thinking, what are the Bills going to do? And the reason I thought that was because the Bills, I think, have been disappointing the last couple seasons, right? They almost lost to the Dolphins in the first round last year, and then they just haven't been able to really get over the hump, and they felt relatively healthy. So that was one of those teams too. A team I think that's omitted from this is the Chargers. They consistently underachieve. So why is it that, I think honestly the Chargers could take the place of the Ravens, because the Chargers consistently underachieve every single year. Yeah, you might have had the game won, but you didn't win it. So it doesn't really matter. So, I mean, and plus there should be even higher expectations on the Chargers. Why? They have the highest paid quarterback in the league. But we only talk about the Ravens when they have the highest paid quarterback in the league and not having excuses. And also on top of that, not being able to, there's nothing you can say about the Ravens, right? You can't, the Ravens, they got the weapons, they got all this. Have y'all seen LA's weapons? Yeah. I mean, the Ravens have upgraded, but the Chargers been like that weapon wise for a minute. So what? So I mean, the Chargers are another one where I'm like, what about them? I'm not surprised that the Dolphins aren't on this list, because you just don't know with the Tua situation, what's going on with Tua and what that could be. You just don't know. You don't know what's going on with them and what's going to happen with them. So that's going to be the biggest thing. But then going back to the aforementioned Ravens, right? Most likely to disappoint. Really? You for real? Y'all serious? Alex, we gotta talk, okay? Most likely to disappoint. That one's tough for me. And the reason I think that frustrates me, puts a little scratch in the craw, right? The reason that frustrates me is because the Ravens, regardless of injury, regardless of anything else, have been a perennial playoff team every single year. And then on top of that, the Ravens have been right in the thick of things every single time. When they have been healthy, they've been, I mean, you might as well say they've been the top team when they're healthy. So if they stay healthy, and I know that, looking into this article, listened to Engraven earlier as well, like, I know injuries are the biggest key, right? It's not the talent, it's not the lack thereof. It is injuries, right? Injuries and how that's going to play a part in this season. And I can understand why you would put the Ravens on a list of teams that could disappoint because of injury. But I will say this, aren't the Ravens poised for a healthy season finally? It's been like 3 years since the Ravens have been fully healthy, decently healthy, mostly healthy. So isn't this the time, right? Isn't this the time where the Ravens can come out here and really showcase, okay, we're going to be healthy this year, we're going to be right this year, and we're going to go on a run this year. This is the perfect time. You got the weapons, everything is kind of all falling into place. And maybe that could go back to why the Ravens might be on this list of teams most likely to disappoint, because there is such high expectations. You can't disappoint if there's no expectations. So as we jump into the next part of the show, always remember you can always watch or listen to Fly Nation Speaks. Watch Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Listen, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all your favorites, Pod Chaser, whatever, whatever. If you make a podcast platform, I throw it up there too. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about this. It's another thing I want to talk about, Ravens related. And then I'm gonna be out y'all's way. I'm leaving. I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna watch the Hall of Fame game. Y'all can go watch it with me if y'all want to. So, free agents. I feel like we touched on this time after time. Right? I feel like we touched on this so many times. But I was on the road pod with Hendo earlier this week, and he had me to thinking. I was looking at the depth chart for the Ravens, and I'm like, oh man, like the depth at corner is probably at its scariest in a negative sense that it's ever been, right? Because when you got let's think about it. You got Marlon over the past couple of years. You've had Marlon Humphrey, right? Has been kind of the mainstay, but alongside him, you've had Marcus Peters, you've had Jimmy Smith, Anthony Averett has played a good role. So now, when you look at the Ravens depth chart, right? You look at the Ravens depth chart and you look at the cornerback position. It's kind of one of those situations where you're like, I'm a little bit unsure. Because when you look at the Ravens depth chart, right? Of course, you got Marlon Humphrey. He gonna stay over there. Where he is, he gonna lock people down. But then cornerback number 2, as of right now, Rocky Sin. Then you got Jalen Armour Davis. You got Caillou Kelly Blue, I think it is, the rookie. Darrell Worley still out there. Trayvon Mullen. And then kind of bringing up the rear on the depth chart at least, Corey Mayfield Jr., Jeremy Lucien, and Jordan Swan. Right? So, like, to me, even when I look at Marlon Humphrey as the mainstay guy, when I look at everybody else, there's uncertainties there, right? Because even still, like, I know at Nickelback you got Arthur Millette, and you got Pepe Williams, right? And Kevon Seymour. But more so, I'm thinking about the outside more than I'm thinking about slot, I think. Just for the simple fact of, also remember that Kyle Hamilton can kind of play in that role with like with at least with the tight ends and everything too. So that's a whole nother thought process. So it just makes me think, what free agents could be on the list at corner specifically. I'm looking at corner specifically. Ngakwe still out there. He should be a Raven by the beginning of the preseason. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, he should be on a team anyway. I don't know why he's not on the team, but anyway, the Ravens should bring him in, and he should be out there. But then on top of that, it kind of does make me want to look at edge real quick, because yes, pass rusher is huge right now. Robert Quinn still out there, Yannick Ngakoue, Jadeveon Clowney, Melvin Ingram still out there. Trying to see if there's anybody that's somewhat young. Trey Flowers would probably be a good one. Anthony Barr. Is Anthony Barr a free agent? I don't necessarily see Anthony Barr as a pass rusher, though. But is he still a free agent? Yeah, he is. Wow. So, Anthony Barr, who's still, who's had some good some good seasons under his belt. Carl Nassib could possibly be a good one when it comes to pass rusher. I don't know. When I look at this, I'm thinking about definitely Ngakoue because he's the youngest out of everybody, right? Ionitis that he used to play for Carolina would probably be a good one too because he's still young. You can still mold him, but I would kind of want somebody that's been there, done that type of situation. So that's why I think Ngakoue would be good. Ngakoue for the second go round for the Ravens. I think that would be good. But let me pull up these corners what I actually was coming on here to talk about with y'all, and then I got distracted. Okay, let me pull up these corners, man. Let me pull up these corners. Let's see what we got. So looking at right here on this sports track, you got Byron Jones, okay, who top corner 2 years ago with Dallas, then ended up going to Miami, and I think injuries really hurt him a little bit. William Jackson would be a good one for depth, I think. But I also got to think about who could play the number two, the number two role, because that's kind of going to be, I think that's the concern more than anything. And you don't necessarily want an older guy playing the number two role, but I mean, Marcus Peters is 30, I think, something like that. So I mean, I wouldn't have been mad about Marcus Peters playing that role, but I mean, I've seen what he can do, and I know what he can do. Once again, Anthony Averett, I would not mind Anthony Averett coming back, man. We've seen what Anthony Averett can do. We know exactly what he can and will do. So Anthony Averett will be a good one, I think. I think Anthony Averett, he's probably at the top of my list out of the guys on this thing. Bradley Roby is a good one. William Jackson also would be a good one too. But Anthony Averett, he's young. We've seen what he can do in the Ravens defense. I know it's changed a little bit since the last time he was here, but still, I think he can still do some good things. Dantzler's really young, but I don't remember him doing much of anything to kind of showcase any of that. Yeah, I think those are the ones. I think at the top of my list, I got Anthony Averett, right? I would love to see the return of Anthony Averett just because we've seen what he can do. And then on the other side, I would probably say Kyle Fuller I wouldn't be mad about too, because I think you should. I honestly felt like they should have brought Kyle Fuller back because he just didn't really get that chance last year. He got hurt before the season even started, or first game in or whatever it was, man. And it was just an unfortunate situation for a guy who we expected a lot from, expected a lot of potential from. So maybe they'll bring him back because maybe they can get him on a cheaper deal for the simple fact of he's had, his injuries and everything. What y'all think? What do y'all think out there when y'all think about this cornerback position? Is it good how it is? Right? Could be. Or is there something missing? I mean, I do like the young guys. I like Pepe. I like Jalen Armour Davis. I know a lot of people don't, but I like them because I haven't seen much from them to know if they can play that spot. But I think there could be something there with those two guys, possibly. But we will see. Let's jump into this. Let's jump into this one real quick. All right, this the last of what I'm about to tell y'all. Okay, this is not a question of the day, kinda, right? Kinda, maybe, kinda. It's kind of the question of the day, but it's kind of like a threefold type question that I saw on the internet. All right, so you got to pick one from each row. So sandwiches. Okay, sandwiches. Ham, tuna, turkey. Okay, that's your three. And then in the chip section on the side, with your sides, you got Doritos, which it look like it's the little sweet chili joints. You got veggie straws, and then you got the sour cream and onion lays. Okay, so what y'all think? I don't know. Y'all pick amongst yourselves. And then on the bottom half, you got the Fanta. It's the red Fanta specifically. You got the Snapple, like kiwi strawberry. You got the Capri Sun. Okay, you got the Capri Sun. I'm gonna start with the drinks. All right, I'm gonna go backwards. I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna go backwards. The Capri Sun got, for the drink wise, the Capri Sun gotta cap it off. Okay, the Capri Sun has to, like, it must cap it off. Okay, the Capri Sun is that's the only one you can pick out of these. Now the Fanta, don't get me wrong. Now the little strawberry Fanta be pretty good. Okay, I ain't even gonna front with y'all. The strawberry Fanta be pretty good. but I'm gonna go with a Capri Sun. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just the nostalgia of it. You know, it's just nostalgia. That's what it is. For the chips, I'm going sour cream and onion. Out of these three, veggie straws, somebody want that, right? I'm gonna eat a chip, meet a chip. Sour cream and onion. That's what I want. That's it. You know, that's it on this one. Cause I mean, you can do the sweet chili Doritos, but that ain't even the best Dorito out of the bunch. So no, I'm not picking that. Okay. And then at the tip of the top with the sandwiches, let me say it one more time: ham, turkey, and tuna. Oh, you can take tuna off. You can take tuna off. You can take turkey off. Ham. Ham is the one. Ham is the one. I want ham. I want cheese. I want bread. That's it. No mayo. No nothing. That's it. Plain Jane, man. Okay, that's what I want. All right. So, what y'all think? What y'all think? What sandwich would y'all pick? What side would y'all pick? What drink would y'all pick? Just a little fun, little closeout to the show. Definitely hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if y'all watching the Hall of Fame game tonight too, or y'all don't really care about the Hall of Fame game, because I'll probably watch a wee little bit of it just to say I watched it, and then I'm gonna be out of there. But definitely hope you guys enjoyed. As always, remember that you can always watch or listen to Flock Nation Speaks on all your major podcasting platforms, and also you can subscribe if you're on YouTube, if you're watching, like the page if you're on Facebook, Twitter. Give it a follow, a like, a retweet, all. Well, it ain't even Twitter no more. It ain't even, it's X. What is X? What's that even mean? What is X, Elon? What is X? Okay. I don't even know. Anyway, he probably gonna take my video down. But I don't know. Nobody understands. He didn't even explain it. He just like X's. And I ain't talking about relationships. He just like X's, okay? I don't know. Just him. Anyway, definitely hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'll be back once again next week. Coming up with the AFC East preview, kind of talking about them and their little competition, like I talked about earlier, they got going on. And of course, you know, we're gonna round it out with the AFC North. We're gonna round it out with the AFC North. So be ready or be Freddy. All right. I see y'all on the next ones. Definitely hope you guys enjoyed the show. This has been Flock Nation Speaks. Until next time. I didn't end it.